I'm Jayde and today I'm going to be showing you how I put together my Nano SST recurve arrows. So first we'll start off with spining your arrow and finding the weakest or the stiffest point in your arrow. There's three ways you can do this. You can either look down the spine with a flashlight or look down the shaft, and you can find where the seam and where the two pieces of carbon actually join together. You can use one of the older ways, which is putting it in a bathtub of water, and whichever side floats up and faces up, you have to mark that, and that would be the weakest or the stiffest. Or you can do a more traditional way is using an arrow spiner. I'll be using the Ram Products arrow spiner today to spine the arrows. Okay, so once you put the weight on and everything, you want to slowly move the arrow around until you see this needle right here either jump dramatically or it'll like spike like it just did right now, and it'll basically show you where the two spines join together. So you're going to continue rolling it until you find where it jumps and it meets where the seam is, and then you'll make a slight mark where the spines meet. I did mine up here because I originally spined mine using the flashlight method, but you would make it wherever you want to as long as it's within reading distance. So the next step we're going to do is we need to cut the arrows, but because my saw is set up to where the knock and the pin knock are already in it for my arrow length, I'm going to be installing the knocks and the pin knocks and setting up the back of my arrow before I cut the arrows. Pin knocks in, I'm taking the glue, the excess glue that's left over from right there, off of the arrows, and I put my arrows in a cup of cold water after I glue the pin knocks in, because it makes the glue cool down faster and it's a lot easier to get the glue off of the arrow shaft. Yeah, even though this one has a lot of glue on it, apparently. Yeah, you have to do this for the rest of the arrows if you choose to put them in water. I know before I've used like an old white t-shirt or a towel and I've wiped it off, but I'm paranoid that it leaves little particles and makes my arrows heavier, so I don't do that anymore. And we're done. So now that I've gotten all the glue off, it's time for me to put my knocks on. And I want to make sure that the little, the big indicator thing right there, oopsies, I keep dropping it, right there, is lining up with the mark that I made earlier while spining the arrows. And because I can never get these knocks in correctly, I like to use the little pushy thing. I don't really know what it's called. Knock tool. And you just push it in. And then if it's not lined up, you can always put it on your bowstring and you can just twist the shaft around a little bit, or you can just use the knock tool. And it's not all the way in. And it's on. And that's my line right there, and then that's the little indicator right there. So I'm just going to take the little tool, put it in between the knock thing. So now that everything's done with my knock and my pin knock, it's time for me to start cutting. And as I said before, my saw is already set for my arrow length, but before you start cutting, you always want to check to make sure, and you can either use a previous arrow that you already have set up, or if you're changing the length of your arrow, you just use this little tape thing. And then, yeah. on the carbon side. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to basically be rolling it against the thing, against this little carbon thing, to get rid of any excess carbon, like shreds that there could be on the arrow, just to make sure that no one's going to be getting any carbon in their fingers whenever I go to put my points in. So, like I said, this is the G5 tool, and you just basically set it on a table, and you put your arrow in the two little notch things, and you basically roll it as if you were like rolling bread, and just like that. And now my thing is nice and even. And then you just repeat it for the rest of your arrows. So now I'm going to be inserting my points the same way I would be doing as my pen knocks, with the hot melt, the glue, and the propane torch. So now that we've gotten all of the points in, we're going to do what we did for the pin knocks and just take all the glue off. Whenever you leave the points in the water for too long, sometimes the glue hardens too much and it makes it a little bit harder to get it off of the arrow. That's why I prefer to let it sit in the water for maybe a second or two and then take it off, but this time I just didn't. And now you have, I have 6 fully prepared arrows besides fletchings. I hope all of you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it was very helpful to anyone who is trying to learn the spine and put arrows together. In the near future, I will be doing a video on putting the Kissically Jet 6 vanes onto my arrows, so I hope you guys enjoy it. And thank you for watching. If you guys would like to follow me on my social medias, it's jayde.archery on Instagram, JAYDE.archery. And then my Facebook page is Jayde Archery.